Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today we're going to be talking once more about Vinco Ventures, going with the ticker BBIG. In this video, we're going to give a quick update, especially as well relating towards the third quarter revenue. Now, I did cover Vinco Ventures before, and as the name suggests, they currently hold multiple different companies or ventures, and they try to leverage new market opportunities by utilizing their BIG strategies, which is buy, innovate, and grow. Now, we do have some information relating towards their earnings at some time soon here, but first off is their TYDE spinoff shares. Now, the last time we did talk about it was back on October 27th, and at that time, they, without any kind of warning, ended up delaying the TYDE spinoff. Here we get a bit more information, not an exact date yet, but hopefully towards the upcoming earnings call, they're going to mention something about the earnings date, or during the earnings date about the TYDE spinoff Cryptide. So first off here, and excuse me if you hate this, but I'm just going to read quickly. So the spinoff would make Cryptide a standalone publicly traded listed company under the ticker symbol TYDE. Vinco will continue to trade under the BBIG ticker symbol on NASDAQ following the completion of the planned spinoff and currently planned subsequent merger with Zash Global Media and Entertainment Core. The Cryptide executive team has been transitioned from Vinco, with former Vinco CSO Brian McFadden named as the CEO of Cryptide. Vinco Financial Officer or CFO Brent Vroman is named as the CFO of Cryptide, with him serving in both capacities as his duties are traditional to the new Vinco Ventures CFO previously mentioned. Now, the majority of the board of directors of Cryptide consisting of former Vinco board members. Now, the Form 10 includes detailed information about Cryptide. Now, the main highlights includes the distribution ratio. The spinoffs is for 1 share of Cryptide common stock for every 10 shares of Vinco Ventures. So if you have 1,000 shares of BBIG, you would get 100 shares of Cryptide. So it's 1/10 basically. The distribution is currently anticipated to be tax-free, and the currently expected number of outstanding shares of Cryptide common shares is approximately 19 million shares. Keep in mind, when we're looking into BBIG, we have around 35 million shares overall in terms of short shares outstanding. And so that 10-to-1 might actually work out for the 19 million shares available. Now, for this one here, they mentioned they believe the spinoff will be significantly benefiting Cryptide. They don't mention any exact date, and that's why the earnings date is enormously important for a lot of people. And before we do talk about the earnings that are out today, actually after market, there is going to be a conference tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we do anticipate that we're going to learn more about Cryptide over then. Now, November 1st, they do talk a little bit about what Cryptide is, with more than 2,000 Bitmain anti-miners S19 paired initially ordered with a US-powered allocation. And operations will include the sale of turnkey mining solution with a focus on simplicity and affordability. Traditionally, an industry that can be very difficult and costly to enter in Bitcoin mining is often intimidating to the consumer, and Cryptide hopes to solve that obstacle. Now, in terms of fundamentals, the price over sales is 35.79, so that's a little bit high, but this is based on last year, so it's a little bit of a lagging indicator, actually a year lagging. And the short interest as a percentage of the float is around 32.31%. The number of floating shares is currently 87.5 million, so a lot higher than what we've seen on FinViz. So the 19 million one still holds actually, because it would have or would basically consider 119 million or 190 million, my bad, of Vinco Ventures shares. But anyway, I do anticipate the delay was probably due to these specifics not being defined yet. Now, in terms of institutional buyers, we're able to see there is some differences that are going on. Jane Street Core really massive their size of their position, currently sitting almost at 1 million shares. National assets doubled. Bank of New York added a very small position. Charles Schwab added around 20,000 shares. Royal Bank of Canada liquidated, and Hudson Bay looks like they put a put on the stock. So it's definitely more bullish than bearish, but a bit going on sideways where there is buyers and there's sellers in the institutional buyers. Now, short shares availability before the earnings is around 300,000 at a 30% short borrow fee rate, and currently short volume isn't massive as short interest. Now, before moving on towards the earnings, make sure to click the subscribe button and leave notifications on for this channel. Also, don't forget to drop a like to this video if you enjoyed this video so far, and if you would like to join our Discord, feel free to do so in the description below. Now, for the technical analysis, there are a few things you need to be careful of. First off, it is really going to be dependent on how the market is acting. I'm recording this video right as the earnings actually came out to make sure this information is fresh. But some things to be very careful of. Currently, it's at a very sensitive area. If the market starts reacting into tomorrow, Tuesday, with a positive candle, this is actually a positive reversal. It's all positive. But the news that we've got isn't really that bullish. It's actually bearish, to be frank. And so we might see a slip off here that's going to happen. Momentum here is climbing up, and it's really at a critical point. There's more supply than demand based on the willing percent R, which is, by the way, very similar to the relative strength index. So that's a very dangerous spot to be at this point, because if you do get more supply, you're going to go into a problem where your supports are not going to hold well. Now, from 1249 up all the way into the top, all the way to 195, what we do get to see here is that there is no clear support on the Fibonacci retracements, but rather a few resistances. 443, 597, 722, 846. But if we just go on with the traditional way of finding supports, we're able to see a support at the 384, the low is 352, the low is 317, 276, and 222. Resistances, 412, going up to 466, 528, and then up to 598, 677, and 831. What do you think is going to happen here relating towards this earnings and into the call tomorrow? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.